stop. If you saw the title of this video and you came here expecting a bashing of Game of Thrones, well, then you really haven't seen any of my videos. Obviously, I'm critical as it's my job as a reviewer, but I try to stay on the positive side of this show, as that it basically changed my life and it's the greatest show in all television and will remain that way until House of the Dragon begins and ends. Real quick, if you could please slap a like on this video. If you enjoy it, the like goal will be 420. It's a weed reference. Also, make sure you're subscribed and have your notifications turned on, so that way you'll get an alert every single time I drop a Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon video throughout this long night. If you all decide you like these videos, I'll make a how it should have ended, maybe like a 3 or 4 part video series. They'll be quick 4 or 5 minute videos just like this one, but I'll do different things that I would have personally changed about season 8, or what I call the major mistakes, the only ones that count. Now, the big thing I want to focus on in this video is that Jon Snow should have killed the Night King. Regardless of whatever you agree about or disagree about with season 8, I think most people agree about, Jon Snow should have been the one to kill the Night King. Now, it was pretty fucking badass to see Arya do it, and in my opinion, Arya is one of, if not the most skilled warriors in Westeros. The whole problem with that is that Jon Snow has been slated to kill the Night King. If Hardhome didn't happen, if Jon Snow wasn't brutally murdered as a result of Hardhome and having to bring the free folks south of the wall, if Jon Snow hadn't have been in the north the entire time dealing with the threat of the White Walkers, then maybe, just maybe, people wouldn't have been so freaking pissed about Arya being the one to kill the Night King. Now, personally, like I said, Arya is one of my favorite characters, and if you've watched my videos, well, then you know that. But Jon Snow should have rightfully killed the Night King. I think it would have been interesting that if Arya had to be the one to kill the Night King because Jon Snow killing the Night King would have been too obvious, as most people think, then maybe sacrifice Arya. Maybe Arya dies as a result of killing the Night King. He's been built up as being the big bad this whole series, and even if you want to sort of downplay it and kill him early off in the first season in episode 3 like they did, well, then make his death mean something. Make his death mean the death of another major character, not just a few characters who we already knew were gonna die, who, for instance, Jorah had grayscale and was slated to die this entire time. Yeah, he had it removed and Samwell healed him, but the problem with all that is that we knew he was going to die in the pursuit of Daenerys conquering the 7 kingdoms anyway. His death didn't really mean as much as they thought it would. Arya, if she was going to kill the Night King, should have probably died right then and there. I mean, the impact of seeing Arya die while killing the Night King would have been insane to watch, but we would have realized that her death meant something right away because it meant the death of the Night King. The savior of the 7 kingdoms is not someone who we thought it would be, like they wanted to do, which was subvert your expectations so much to the point where they just, forgot about a lot of things. But if that was the case, well, then kill her. Make it mean something. Now, what's interesting is that recently, Maisie Williams, the actress who portrayed Arya for many, many years and who we pretty much who we watched grow up on screen, did a interview with The Hollywood Reporter, and in it she mentions how initially Jon Snow, Kit Harington, was initially supposed to kill the main villain of the show, or who we all thought was the main villain of the show, but like I've mentioned before, and this is my favorite analogy that George R. R. Martin makes, fantasy is like a pot of stew. If you add in salt, which is the magic element in a lot of fantasy stories, then if you add in just the right amount of salt, then it adds the best amount of flavor and makes that fantasy genre, series, book, whatever you're doing, all that much more tastier. But if you put in too much salt, too much magic, too much dragons, too much zombies, then it overpowers it and all you can taste is the salt or the magic, and it becomes that much more unrealistic. So I think that's what Dan and Dave were trying to conquer. But to get back on subject here, Maisie Williams did an interview with The Hollywood Reporter. In it, she mentions that, yeah, Kit Harington was initially supposed to kill the Night King. Jon Snow was supposed to kill him. Yeah, they did. He expected it to go that way, too, she says. And he even said it was going to go that way, referring to Kit Harington. Someone told me in season 3 that I was going to kill the Night King. And then he read the script and it was Arya the whole time. Yeah, I think it would have been too obvious. I'm glad that it was Arya. Honestly, I think I had the best storyline of the final season, which I agree with. She had one of the greatest storylines of the final season. The problem is that Jon Snow was supposed to kill the Night King, just like Daenerys was supposed to sit the Iron Throne. If you're gonna take away both of those things from us, well then give us one of them, you fuckers. But the closing argument that I want to make, well, before I make that, please, if you enjoyed this video thus far, slap a like on it. The like goal is 420, and leave me a comment down below and let me know your thoughts thoughts and opinions on my thoughts and opinions. But the last argument that I want to make is the fact that Jon Snow not killing the Night King in Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 3, The Long Night, what was supposed to be the greatest episode of the series, is the biggest mistake of the series. The imagery of Daenerys dying in front of the Iron Throne is beautiful, even though the moments that should have been there that led up to that moment weren't. I could have somewhat digested that, but Jon Snow not killing the Night King, Jon Snow not dying in the process of killing the Night King, or the Night King not making it past episode 3 and being more of a threat and sort of taking out Cersei. It's just all too much. The way that it happened was epic. Arya was a trained assassin. I could believe that she could sneak up on someone. I couldn't believe that she could do it and survive without a scratch on her. Really, you're able to just withstand the Night King, the guy who can raise the armies of the dead, split the ground open, raise a dragon and ride it through the air, fight against Daenerys and Jon Snow, the last two Targaryens on the fucking planet, and you're telling me a little girl can drop him with a knife trick? I don't believe that. And in my opinion, I would have had it go down like this. Jon Snow screams at the undead dragon ferociously and realizes that it's not gonna fucking do anything. So he turns around and runs towards the Night King, realizes that he's facing off against Bran, Arya's over there behind the tree, and we have Theon, all potentially dying in the hands of the Night King. Jon Snow steps in and says, "No, this battle is mine." Jon Snow then swings his mighty sword known as Longclaw and faces off against the Night King for about 10 to 15 minutes. The two of them dance all around the weirwood, and while this is happening, Bran and Arya must face off against the White Walkers because they are in fact agents of the Night King and they don't just fucking stand there. In the end, Arya, Theon, and Bran are all killed in the tussle. Jon Snow is seen limping through the dark shadows out of the Godswood, holding the frozen head of the Night King, dragging Longclaw behind him. Also, try watching Game of Thrones Season 8 on no less than 100 milligram edibles. I guarantee you, you will much more enjoy the season.